Hi guys, how are you? I am working on a little craft project here, but I thought I would turn on the camera and talk about something that I have been wanting to do for a while, and it's going to be kind of hard for me, but it's something that I think is worth sharing, and I want to talk about why I think that. So, first of all, a confession. I am a terrible housekeeper. I'm just not very good at it. My house is never completely clean. It gets cluttered, things like that. Right now, it's worse than normal. And for a few reasons. I'm not going to sit here and give excuses, but we've just had, a lot going on lately, so it is worse than average right now. Little disclaimer there. But my house is pretty much always messy to some degree. Not always. I mean, it's not like I never clean. I do clean sometimes, and also, we all know there are things that, especially like cyclical tasks, that in reality you're never done or caught up with on it. Like, I do laundry pretty much every day, and yet there's always going to be laundry to do. I am very behind on folding right now, but it's one of those things. Even if I did do laundry and fold some every day, I would probably still have some unfolded laundry. Right now I have a lot. Same thing with dishes. You do the dishes, and quite often, less than an hour later, there's more dirty dishes. That's, and that's not even really what I'm talking about. That's part of it, but, it's hard. I have a toddler, and, anybody who has young kids knows how that is. I'm not gonna blame it on that. I was not very good at this before I had a toddler. But, it does add a layer, kind of. But anyway, I'm not very good at housekeeping, but I really want to get better at it. And I've already tried to do that some. I have gotten better about some things. Can't really tell right now, because like I said, it is worse than normal right now, just because we've had a lot going on. But there are some things that I've already been working on getting better at, and I know it's not going to be linear. There's going to be days and weeks that are better and worse than others, but it's something that I want to get better at, and I've been thinking for a while that I maybe should try to share that, or share some of it anyway, and I'm not completely sure what all that's going to look like, if it's going to be more talking about it like this, or more what I'm actually doing and showing doing it, or I don't really know. We'll see. It's probably going to be more than one video of it. I don't know for how long or how many videos. I'm not gonna try to line all that out, because I don't know. I just know that I want to share it. And today I mostly just wanted to talk a little bit why I even want to share it, because like I said, it's going to be kind of hard for me. So one of the reasons is, I guess I want maybe a little bit of external accountability, and if I'm trying to share with people about it fairly regularly, maybe that will help me be more motivated to keep at it and not try to take a break from it per se. I don't know. I guess it's kind of a New Year's resolution, except I'm not waiting until New Year's. There's something that I need to do, want to do, and I'm not doing any of it according to a calendar. So that's part of the reason I want to share it publicly, is just a little bit of accountability. And the other thing is, I think it will be a good exercise, kind of a challenge exercise in being more vulnerable and transparent, which is something that I struggle with, and because I have a fear of you know, people making potentially rude comments or things like that, judgment, you know, maybe even people not liking me as much, which, you know, at this point in my channel, it's not terribly big yet. I have 460 some subscribers right now, which is great. Really appreciate all of you. So, and my viewership is all over the place. I have some videos that get like 30 views, and I have some that get thousands. So I have no way of knowing how many views this particular series is going to get. You know, anytime you share something publicly like this, and especially, you know, the more views something does get, the more likely it is that you're going to get some sort of feedback, and the more likely it is that some of that feedback might be negative. And that's something that I need to get better about. I need to get better at not being afraid of it, and better at handling it well, because it's an inevitability. So something I need to get past, always fearing and being anxious of people judging this or that. You know, it has held me back from doing and sharing certain things, particularly things in the house, like doing cooking or canning videos. They're, you know, sometimes when I do want to do one, I just make sure I specifically have the area I'm going to be in cleaned up, and then I make sure to angle the camera carefully so that it only shows that area, and so that you don't see that I still have a bunch of stuff on my table in the background, or you don't see the top of my fridge with all the, you know, cereal boxes and chip bags and stuff on it. And so one, that's, you know, kind of hard, knowing that I always feel the need to take that into account before filming something, and sometimes it just stops me from filming it. Sometimes I'm like, you know, I really need to get this project done, and I don't have time to make the kitchen look halfway presentable, in my opinion, so I'm just not going to film it. So it stopped me from sharing some things, and I don't really like that. So I think that's something that I need to get better at, is just, you know, I do want to get better so my kitchen just is cleaner normally, but I also need to get better at not stressing over it and being fearful of sharing, even when it's not perfect. It's never perfect, but when, you know what I mean. And I need to get better about just accepting that I am going to get negative feedback sometimes. That's inevitable when you're sharing things publicly, and especially as you start to get a bigger platform. And I just need to get better about not caring, about, you know, taking things with a grain of salt, and, you know, not letting it get to me, not reacting poorly. I'm already pretty decent at, like, not actually replying. I'll sit there and I'll think about, like, all these you know, witty retorts that I can make sometimes when I have occasionally gotten a negative comment, and I usually have to talk myself down and be like, no, don't do that. Either just ignore it or find a way to reply more, like, positively. But so, you know, that's just something I have to get better at, and this could help me do that because I think, you know, I am potentially opening myself up to criticism, and that's just something that I have to accept is going to be a part of doing this. So that's part of it. So, you know, aside from the reasons I want to do it that I think are going to be good for me, I also, you know, do hope this might be helpful to other people, because I know there are a lot of people in this boat. And, you know, it's hard to have this issue. It's hard, you know, aside from just the reality of it, that, you know, it can be really hard when you're not very good at housekeeping. But it can also be really hard. It can feel isolating, because you don't see this well represented in media, in social media. You know, most people who try to do this, influencer types, you know, that they don't show, if they have a messy reality, they don't show it. And, you know, I can't speak for anybody else. So, you know, a lot of people who do social media, I don't know, some of them, maybe their whole house really does look like that all the time. Maybe it's clean. Maybe they are just really good at doing that. Maybe they have help. Maybe they are able to hire outside help to help with cleaning or whatever. Maybe they're able to outsource that. I don't know. I don't know anybody else's reality. But what I do know is that most people who share online are very careful about how they do so. Like I just said, I'm guilty of that. I am guilty of just having a select area and using careful camera angles. You know, and it's not, you know, that's a pretty natural thing to want to do, to kind of show your best side. But it can be kind of a misrepresentation. And so then when people are consuming that kind of content, they think that that's the reality. They maybe either don't know or don't, it's easy to forget even when you do know it, even when you do know that maybe that isn't the reality, that maybe they're using a set. You know, some people do that. A lot of people, you know, do a lot of cooking content. They will have a set kitchen where they do that, and that's not their real everyday kitchen that they use. So it may not be an accurate representation, and that can be really hard to see as somebody, you know, consuming that content, look at it and think that that's the reality and that's what's normal and that's what everybody else's house is like. And if mine isn't like that, there must be something wrong with me. I just must be terrible at this. And, you know, I said at the beginning, I said I'm a terrible housekeeper. And I kind of meant that in a lighthearted way. But, you know, that can be very hard to feel that way. It can, when you say that, you know, that those I am statements, like I am a terrible housekeeper, I am not good at this, you know, that can lead you kind of down that shame mental pathway that's really not helpful. It can be very counterproductive. So you need to kind of shift away from saying that, like, I am terrible at this, to just, you know, this is a skill that I don't have and I need to learn. And it is, and a lot of people don't realize that either, that cleaning and housekeeping and cooking, you know, that those are skills that do take time to learn. And if you didn't grow up around a lot of it necessarily, it probably isn't going to come very naturally to you, and you might have to really put a lot of conscious effort into learning to do better at it, like I'm trying to do. So just that I want to help other people, maybe in practical ways. You know, maybe I find organizational systems or whatever that work well for me that might work well for other people, but also just saying, hey, not everybody's house is spotless, mine isn't. You know, and I guess kind of representing that reality that a lot of people find themselves in and don't see well represented, and saying, hey, you know, maybe this isn't ideal, but it is common, and a lot of us are dealing with it, and let's try to do better at it together. So that's kind of my why. And with that being said, in the name of being vulnerable and transparent, I am now going to show you part of my house as it is right now. And that's really hard for me to do. I don't want to. Like I said, I have been thinking about kind of doing this idea for a while, but today, you know, just a little bit ago, when I thought, hey, I should really film something for that today, I really had to fight the urge to go. I really just kept, I was like, oh man, I should just go pick up these few things, or at least load the dishwasher, or at least do this or that so it doesn't look quite so bad. And it's taking actually a lot of mental willpower for me to not do that and to just show you everything as it is. I think that would be hard for me anytime, but it probably is a little bit harder right now because, like I said, it is worse than normal right now, and I realize I am potentially opening myself up to criticism, and I don't want to do that. Nobody really likes to do that. So, but in the name of just trying to be honest and open, I'm gonna go show you what my house looks like right now. Not all of it, but a lot of it. So this is the room I was just in, and this doesn't really count. We're actually in the middle of redoing this room, so we've painted it. Need to get the carpets down, and obviously I'm doing this project in here, so this is not exactly normal, doesn't really count, but it's actually cleaner than it's ever been. There's less stuff in here because when we moved in, this room was like the catch-all where we put all the boxes and stuff that we didn't know what to do with yet, and I had to clear all that out so we could do this project. And that's part of the reason that the house is worse right now than it normally is, because all of the stuff that was in here is now other places, and so that's making the rest of the house more cluttered than it usually is. But I digress. Anyway, so, you know, like right here in the closet, like my desk and my laptop and everything was out in this room. Now I had to shove it in the closet because I had to get it out of the way. So that's just kind of all piled and jammed together. And, you know, again, a lot of other stuff that I just had to get out of there. So I just kind of shoved it in that end. And, you know, there it is, all my stuff. This end is actually not bad, except, you know, like there's the part of the bed that's gonna go in here when it's done, and shelves up there with boxes of stuff that I had to shove up there to get it out of the way. Then I got this little room. Okay, one thing about me, it's hard for me. Every flat surface is a catch-all, free for all. Hey, there's a flat surface, I can set something down on that. This is a taller than average flat surface that my toddler can't reach, so that's, you know, where I tend to set spray bottles and stuff that I don't want her to touch. Not really a great habit, something I should get out of. The dog staying here, that's fine and all, but, you know, toddler toys. There's my shelf with a lot of my jars and canned goods and stuff on it, and then here's this pile in front of it. This is dog food. But this is all empty jar boxes that I don't want to get rid of. They actually were stacked semi-neatly, and they got knocked over, and I just haven't straightened it up. But, you know, that's kind of the thing. There's just a lot of little things that aren't even really that big of a deal, but they just, you know, they got knocked over. So, and then my, you know, mudroom / laundry room, again, with the flat surfaces. That's my chest freezer, but it's right here next to the back door where I always walk in with groceries and stuff, so I tend to set bags down there, and I sometimes forget to put all of it away. Like here, I went grocery shopping yesterday, there's stuff that I haven't put away yet. You know, all my laundry soap and stuff's on top of the washer because I don't have a better place to put it. Paint cans, because we're working on that room, and cans that need to go out to the shop. Guys, I just don't want to show this. I really don't, but here we go. Here's the other half of my mudroom. This is all recycling that needs to go out, just boxes and stuff. It's, you know, there's really not even that much stuff there. It's just fluffy because it's boxes. And I haven't taken the time to break it down, and I missed recycling day last week, and we only get recycling every 2 weeks, and I have to wait. Yeah, and our coat rack, then I need to go through all of that because it doesn't all fit, and it doesn't all fit on the rack, so I need to decide what actually needs to be out. And my kitchen, kind of trying to talk quietly because Maisie is asleep in the living room, but, you know, my dehydrator's out. It's taking up a bunch of room on the table. I've got this filing cabinet right here that was in that room. Again, like a lot of that stuff that was in there had to overflow out here. That's not helping anything. I've got this hutch in the corner where I keep like my mixer and my cookbooks and stuff, and that's just disorganized with a lot of Tupperware and all that. And again, you know, flat surface, every flat surface. That's just something that I struggle with. It's, you know, again, toddler construction paper, whatever that is, a Minnie Mouse bow or something, I don't even know. and some food, you know, bread and stuff that'll just get pulled out and then it'll just get left on the table. Box from Sam's that I just haven't opened yet. It's laundry soap. Because you know, my washer's already covered in laundry soap. I don't really have room for the new one yet. My bulk food buckets, you know, one of those is flour and one's sugar, and I had to refill my canisters and they're still out here. And my stock pot and pressure canner, because I used those a couple days ago and I'm going to use them again, so why put them away, right? Just set them there. Flat surface, top of the microwave, and that tends to always get cluttered. Just everything, you know, there's dishes in the sink. I need to load the dishwasher this afternoon. These cupboard doors. My cupboard doors tend to not stay open. I need to fix this one. The hinge got bent on it, so it just won't close all the way. That just happened like within the last week, so I need to fix it. My trash is full. Again, these are the things that I was like, I should just go take the trash out really quick and then it'll look a little bit better. But I didn't. So this is just how it is right now. I've got all my vinegars and stuff from canning season, and now that I'm not using those so much, I really need to just put them up in the cupboard. I just haven't yet. Used that for dinner last night. Of course, I have the tea kettle out most of the time. That's clean. I just need to put it away. In fact, all the dishes on here are clean. I just need to put them away, but I have a lot of this stuff I keep in that closet in the other room that's right on the other side of the dog pen. So if I unload the dishwasher at night after the dogs are put up, I can't get to the closet, so I'll say, oh, I'm just going to set it out here on the counter, and then, you know, in the morning I can go put it up, except I usually forget to actually do that. So there's that. Fruit that I need to put in the fruit bowl. Just fermentation projects that I have to keep out so I can keep an eye on them, because I have this bad thing where if I can't see it, I forget about it. So I have to keep it out on my counters where I can see it, and it just looks kind of, you know, messy. Bunch of stuff on top of my fridge, junk food, cereal, stuff like that, that I don't necessarily want people to know I even have, and it looks messy, but here it is. Drinks. These are all cases of new jars that I just don't have any better place to put. All my shelves are full, so it just kind of gets stacked there. Potatoes, because I usually keep them over on this hutch in the corner, but it's, you know, it's just messy, so I just set them on the floor there. More chips and tortillas and fermentation stuff up there. I keep my jar lids hanging on this thing, and again, a lot of this is usually in that other room, and again, it's just out here because we're working on that, and that's just the reality of it. Napping toddler, who is the source of not all but some of this chaos. But anyway, you know, just blankets and stuff that don't usually get folded after using, because we're going to use them again the next day. She got buttons yesterday at the store, so they're all over the couch, and, you know, there's just toys, and she'll just take off clothes and leave them, and I haven't cleaned them up yet today. And then we've got the corner where all the toys live, even when it is cleaned up. That still looks messy because it's just still all out there. So there's my house. That was really hard for me. I'm standing here and I'm like, I really don't want to upload this. I don't want to put it up. I don't want to. But I'm going to. So, anyway, this is my current reality. It is something I want to get better at, and I want to show you how I'm going to get better at it. So there it is. Thank you guys for watching, if you have watched the whole thing. If this is something you want to follow along with, please do, and I really hope it can be helpful in some ways. So just kidding, I thought I was done. but I'm back because I just had another thought. It's probably a terrible idea, honestly. So I just thought about, today is November 28th. It's the last, it's a Tuesday, and we're getting near the end of November. There's 2 more days in November. And I just thought, since we are coming into December and I'm wanting to work on a lot of this stuff in the month of December anyway, I thought, why not make it a challenge for myself and anybody else if anybody happens to want to join in. So yeah, I'm going to try to do at least one thing every day in December and document it. And it can be a small thing, but it has to be not everyday stuff, like, you know, doing the dishes, the laundry doesn't count, but I have to, like, choose something, and even if it's little, and say, hey, I'm gonna organize the top of the fridge today, or something like that. So yeah, so with that in mind, I post Wednesdays and Sundays. Today's Tuesday, and I actually already had a video ready to put up for tomorrow, but I might see if I can get this up in time to go on tomorrow, so that way it can be up before December starts. And then, yeah, I guess I'll try to do something every day and document it and post it on Sunday. This is a really terrible idea. I will be amazed if I can actually stick with this, because I have no business. December's already going to be a super busy month for us, so I really have no business adding something else like this to my plate, but I'm going to do it anyway. So wish me luck. Yeah, that really, sometimes I do stuff like this. I woke up this morning with no intention of doing this video today, and now I'm doing it, and I've also added something to it that's going to make it harder. Okay, well, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and wish me luck, because this is probably not going to be super easy for me, but we're going to try. Anyway, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.